Durham's Gordon Mutchell maintained his excellent form in Arundel with 100 on the penultimate day of the LV County Championship match with Sussex, the visitors putting themselves into a good position to win for the 6th time from 8 this year. Mutchell began the penultimate morning on 66 after helping his side recover from 13 for 4 in their second innings to 168 for 6, which had them 268 runs ahead at the start of play. And that lead was soon into the 300s, with the other overnight batsman, Paul Coughlin, showing his intentions with this 6 off Luke Wells. Coughlin, who started his day with 5 runs to his name, looked assured and sent out a message that this pitch was becoming a little easier to bat on, which meant that Paul Collingwood was happy to leave his batsman out in the middle for as long as possible. Mutchell, who survived for 3.5 hours in the first innings, had been at it again for 4.5 hours this time as he approached his 100 with this shot. A ton reached off 214 deliveries with this single off Wells, Mutchell's first 3-figure score since May of last year, although his opportunities in the first team have been limited. They may not be now, as he was having a very good match here. He'd struck 11 4s and 2 6s in his excellent 100, and he added 3 more boundaries before he was finally dismissed in this match for the first time. On 115, having scored 196 runs overall, he missed a late cut off Wells and was given out LBW after adding 116 runs for the 7th wicket with Coughlin, who celebrated his 50 soon afterwards with these 3 runs off George Dockrell. Coughlin had faced 100 deliveries, from which he'd found the boundary on 6 occasions and cleared it once. This was the 22-year-old's 3rd half century in his first-class career, and he had by now taken his side 378 runs ahead, with lunch fast approaching. That arrived with a lead on 403. John Hastings just started to warm up with this maximum of Tim Linley. The message at the break may have been to go out and have a go, because although the lead was by now into the 400s, Durham still batted on, Hastings going after Wells. The Australian had raced to 46 when he lost Coughlin at the other end for 64, Steve McGoffin finally adding to the 4 wickets he got with his first 16 deliveries of the innings. He was by now into his 28th over. Hastings now played a shot a ball. He got to his 50 off his 41st delivery and then struck his next one over the rope for his 4th 6. Chris Rushworth also joined in the fun as he also went after Dockrell in an over that cost the Irishman 21 runs. Hastings turned the game against Somerset last week with a crucial 79, and he was to pass that here. This was 6 number 5 for him. He'd added 48 runs in 6 overs with Rushworth, who, on 19, clipped this ball from Linley to Wells in the deep. But still, the innings went on as Graham Onions helped Hastings reach his best ever score for Durham. Sussex were now being asked to chase down the biggest victory target in the club's 151-year history, that being 455. They would now want more than 500. The only thing missing was a maiden first-class 100 for Hastings, who was bowled by a Linley slower ball after smashing 91 of 72 deliveries. Durham all out for 413, 400 more than they'd scored when they lost their 4th wicket. McGoffin ended with 5 for 89. There were a minimum of 139 overs left in this match for Sussex to get 514 to win, a near impossible target, although it seems that in this new era, batsmen think that anything is now possible. Michael Yardy and Wells needed to forge a very large partnership to start with, but instead they could only kick off with one of 60, the kind of stand that on any other occasion they would have been pleased with. Yardy edged Coughlin behind after making 28, and after that Matt Machin made 24 to lift the total up to 97, and then Ed Joyce was dropped at the end of the day by Collingwood off Ryan Pringle. Joyce survived to go again on 5, and you feel he'll have to bat for much of the last day if his team are to avoid a 4th defeat from their last 5 outings. They'll begin the final morning on 114 for 2, with Wells going well on 53. There are another 400 runs left to find.